always very
You're the
gentle.
best.
Been in that seat for what, 35, 40
Good
years?
evening, this is the September 27th meeting of the zoning board of appeals. What do we take first off?
26th.
Let's have a reserve decision.
September 26th.
September 26th is what I said.
I
No,
thought you said 27th.
27th, I'm a day ahead.
Okay, well, we just want to keep.
All right, appeal number 19-017, I move the appeal of Cletus Colasso III, 11116 Main Road, Aquaborg, for appeal of the denial of current zoning under Chapter 301, Section 64A3, for determination, interpretation that office retail use is permitted on the premises is pre-existing and non-conforming, even though the present zoning requires retail uses within the rural corridor zoning use the rural corridor zoning use district to have frontage along New York State Route 25 between South Jamesport and Washington Avenues, and their local extensions be approved in accordance with written determination of the board, which includes the following conditions. No formula retail stores shall be permitted to be located on the premises. Restaurant uses shall be limited to those permitted, specially permitted under the present RLC zoning use district. And with applications and sketches with the amendments thereto, if any, as filed by the building inspector. Do I hear a second?
So moved.
Second.
All right. Mr. Whitmire?
Aye.
Mr. Seabrook?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Thank you.
Good luck.
Okay there, young lady, off we go.
Off we go.
Where'd everybody go? We lost half our crowd.
Appeal number 2019-38, Eric Berry, 198 Middle Road, Riverhead, tax map number 600-84-339.4, RA 40 zoning, for variances and or relief from chapter 301, section 11, where proposed reconstruction extension of front porch front yard setback is 22.2 feet, minimum required is 40 feet, where rear deck constructed without permit is 5.3 feet from property line and minimum required is 10 feet, where hot tub installed without permit is 6.9 feet from property line and minimum required is 10 feet, and where frame shed with roof over extension is 4.6 feet from property line and minimum required is 5 feet from any property line.
Well, good evening to the Berries. If you have anything to say, we'll listen to you, but other than that, we have the letter from your next door neighbor, saying he has no problem. And, other than that, there's nobody else to be heard on this matter. Let's have a reading.
Mr. Chairman, I move that appeal number 19-038, where proposed reconstruction extension of front porch yard setback is 22.2 feet and minimum required is 40 feet, where rear deck constructed without permit is 5.3 feet from property line and minimum required is 10 feet, where hot tub installed without permit is 6.9 feet from property line and minimum required is 10 feet, and where frame shed with roof over extension is 4.6 feet from property line and minimum required is 5 feet from any property line, be granted in accordance with the applications and sketches with amendments thereto, if any, as filed with the building inspector.
Second.
All right, Mr. Seabrook.
Aye.
Mr. Whitmire.
Aye.
And I vote aye. So the Berries have their approval. In about 2 weeks, all the paperwork should be ready for you. And best of luck. Enjoy yourselves.
Thank you very much.
Good night now. All right, the young lady, kick it off.
Appeal number 2019-40, Kyle Stephen Romeo, 452 Main Road, Aquabog, tax map number 600-8532, HC zoning, for variances and or relief from chapter 301, section 249C4, where setback for existing freestanding sign is 13.2 feet and minimum required is 15 feet.
Hi, I'm
Yep.
Amanda Falcone. I'm Kyle Romeo's wife and other owner of their property.
Well, then you raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Well, that's good. All right. Do you have all the mailings and everything?
do.
Okay. So state your,
So we found out when we did our final survey that we had, installed the sign, not 15 feet as we intended, but 13.5 feet. I'm now asking to leave the sign where it is currently, because there is no, obstruction for visibility for, drivers turning either east or west onto the main road. There's a large maple tree to the west, which impedes the, visibility of our sign completely, and signs to the east of ours, which are closer, have a closer setback than our sign. So I am asking if we can leave the sign where it currently is at 13.5 feet setback.
I don't see the problem.
Anyone in the audience have a problem with this?
All right, ready?
Let's have a reading.
I move that the appeal of Kyle Stephen Romeo, 452 Main Road, Accabock, Suffolk County Tax Map Number 685-3-2, HC zoning for variance and or relief from Chapter 301, Section 249C4, where setbacks for existing freestanding sign is 13.2 and minimum is required is 15, is be granted. In accordance with the application and sketches with amendments thereto, if any, as filed with the building department.
Second.
Mr. Whitmire.
Aye.
Mr. Seabrook.
Aye.
I vote aye.
Thank you very
The
much.
appeal has been granted, and best of luck.
Okay, thank you.
Amanda,
Right.
how you doing out there?
Doing good.
Good, Ida?
Yeah, it's getting busy, we're getting word of mouth out there. Yeah,
Good for you.
yeah, come in again.
Okay, all the best.
All right, thank you very much.
Do we hear a motion to accept the minutes of the last meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you all.
All in favor?
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Is that a world record?
Yeah.
That could be.
9 minutes.
That could
That
be.
was,